Right, back at Todd's, I thought we'd have a look at these new Swifts they've got here. And quite a cute little van, very short overhang. It's on a Ford, you've got the alloy wheels. That looks like your waste drain there. Yeah. Quite a short overhang, as you can see. Got the electric point here and outside barbecue point and your water filling point. A big tall locker here at the side, plenty of hanging room. Yeah, you can see up there, got the hanging rails. And the toilet's in here as well. There's a bit of space down there to put things. That is a tall locker. This is the back of the van. And you can see you've got provision for a bike rack. It's got a plain white panel at the back, one single piece panel. What you got underneath here? Have a look. You've got the waste tank at the back. I don't think there's a spare wheel with it. We've also got, it's more and more common these days, you've also got an outside shower point there as well. There's your gas locker. That gas locker is pretty good. You've got a change. Is that a changeover? No, it's not a changeover, is it? I thought it might be a changeover valve. Just standard regulator. But yeah, there's a load of room in there. Trimmer heating. The caravan type windows, but they look quite neat. They do look quite neat. It's a usual sort of tall roof that you get with all the new Swifts. And here's the cab. Look at that in a minute. I'll look at the specs in a minute, but it is a fairly standard sort of width coach-built motorhome. 67,900. Here's all the specifications. So it's 4-berth, 6.19 metres, overall width 2.37, overall height 2.87, licence friendly 2-litre manual. Obviously you can see you've got the fridge here. Nice standard door that you get on the Swifts nowadays. It's not just like ours. A slightly irritating bin and the brush the brush built in there. That's quite handy, that brush, actually. Quite a tall entrance step here because it is on a chassis cab, so quite a step up in there. And whilst we're on the door, obviously flight screen, and you've got your controls there, standard sort of control panel, your trimmer heating and the bed controls there. And a bit more light in here. That's the entrance light. You've got provision for TV up there, presumably put a bracket here, which would be quite handy actually for the bed, wouldn't it? Yeah, here is the bed. Can't drop it down because I haven't got the key for it, but you see there's a bit of a cut off there. In theory that would let you get out of the door there. But, It's got quite a big cut off. There's a panel missing here. I think they're obviously working on that. Not sure what's happened to that, but that's where the motor lives. That sort of bulge there. I imagine if you put the cushions down, it comes quite a way down, but you have got, if you want to put it up there and use these bunks here for a bed, then obviously you can bring it down and use the ladder. This one has got a seat in there. I've got a travel seat in here, and there's another one over there, so it's one of these fold out travel seats. And there's the panel. Someone's obviously had that off. Presumably it'll go back somehow. Yeah, a little bit of sticky's fallen off there. Never mind. We've got some nets here, and usual sort of blinds. Good that the nets actually meet. I think these curtains are purely decorative, but it is a really long sofa there. Yeah, it's a good long sofa. 3 cushions there. I think it's longer than ours. And got the usual table that comes up and down. I like these tables. I'm glad they're still fitting them. And yeah, you can pull that out and you can make the table a lot bigger, obviously. Yeah. So that's good sized table. You can move it back this way, I think. Oh, because the handle's the other side. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so that's a good sized table. But when you're not using it, push that back in. A little bit difficult because I've still got the plastic wrapper on it. But yeah, it's a really good lounge. I think it's probably better than ours. It's probably bigger than ours. And remember, this is quite a small van. I think it's 6.19. Standard Ford cab. Manual, obviously. Great thing about this Ford cabs are you've got lots of spaces to put things. Usually for your invoices, you know, in your paperwork. If it was a builder's van. But lots of ducats everywhere. Cup holders. I always find the Ford seats are a little bit on the firm side, but they're comfortable and a little bit lower down than you're used to in a Ford. You've got blinds that pull up from the front there, and these 3/4, what do you call it? I don't know what you call them, but this pulls out, it goes up like that. Very simple to use. Quite like these sort of blinds. They're very simple. Not so keen on the pull-up blinds, but these are slightly different to ours, and looks like you can sort of I don't know how it gets around the mirror there, but I suppose I could try it, couldn't I? Shall I do that? Yeah, let's give it a go. Yeah, finally managed to do it. I had to do it with 2 hands. A little bit fiddly, but it's a reasonable blackout, a bit of a gap there. So if I put them down. Yeah, a bit fiddly. Oh, that way, let's see. Cab seats quite nice, and feet are on the floor. That's quite good. It's not, feet are not overhanging. Let's just show you that. Yeah, the seat here, the cab is, there's not much of a step up, which is quite handy. It does mean you can get your feet down quite easily. Well, I can anyway. Andrew's just brought me some coffee. Very kind of him. Yeah, let's have a look at the kitchen. Nice bit of workspace here. Yeah, no, it's alright that. It's a very similar kitchen again to ours. Plenty of worktop space. 2 plugs. That's your table control there. And you've got USB in there. That's interesting. That must be new. Splashback panel. You've got electric hob, gas burner, and a Triplex Plus oven grill. Yeah. And what you've got up here, of course, is a lot of cupboards. Now you could have a microwave in here if you wanted, but hey, there's a lot of cupboard there. That's good. And you've even got more cupboards down here. Or drawer at least. And loads of storage in here. It really is good. There we go. And your electrics are down here under the fridge. And speaking of the fridge, it's one we're very familiar with the icebox up there. It's a good fridge. I do find these shelves are a little bit flimsy, I must admit. Got to be careful not to overload them. And big cupboard up there. No solar controller in there. No aerial by the looks of it. I can't see an aerial. Unless it's somewhere else. Not in there, is it? No. Let's have a little look around the roof. Not sure what we can see there. Okay, let's have a look at the washroom. There's your toilet, and there's access to a locker here, quite a big locker. I was expecting that to be outside because it's not. There's a hanging space in here. Oh, that's good. And this is the access to the outside. You've got a shelf there, and obviously it goes further down there. You've got 2 little shelves here and here, and there's your hanging rail. I think that's quite useful. It's not a garage, obviously, but there's plenty of storage in here. And just moving around, you've got another cupboard underneath here. That one's a little bit shorter there because it's got something at the back of it. And of course, quite big cupboards here as well. I think you've got more storage in the washroom than anywhere else. Little shelf up there, a big mirror, and a sink, and a dead fly. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, washroom. Got these new doors here. I quite like these doors. They're a lot lighter than the previous ones we've got. Duckboard on the floor. And there's your tap. And your shower unit. Hanging rail. And yeah, I think you can put that back there for travel like that. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? But yeah, no, it's a good shower. There's no intrusion into it. Plenty of standing space. A good sized shower. There's a lot to like about this little van. Unfortunately, they're discontinuing it. I'm going to carry on with the 505. I'll show you that in a minute. There's very little difference. But yeah, let us know what you think. I think this is quite a good van. And it's a shame they're discontinuing it. So this is the 505, and I'll show you the difference here. Specs are going to be identical. The layout is identical. And just in case you need it, it's 6.19 metres long, so just over 6 metres, and 2.37 wide. License friendly, but the big difference with this one is you haven't got any travel seats. So if you look under here, if I can reach it, I think you've got your electric unit under there, but they've done away with the travel seats because it gives you a load of storage. Same this side, you've got a really big locker there. So you've sacrificed travel seats and the ability to carry passengers, or more than one passenger, for a load of storage. Other than that, this is identical to the 510 in every way. Nice big sofa. Good sized kitchen with loads of storage. And a great washroom with a load of storage, load of hanging space. There we go. But yeah, I like these vans. I think it's a pity they've taken away the choice to have travel seats, but I can understand, you know, why they do it. Maybe people don't go for the travel seats. Maybe people want these as strict 2 berths, and maybe the 510 wasn't selling. Let us know what you think. No, I think these are great vans. Yeah, I think if I had, you know, space limitations, particularly on a drive or something like this, and I needed a shorter van, I would be considering this. There we go. The other one suggested I have a look at today is the Roller Team T-Line 590, 76,480 on a Fiat. I always think the grille looks better in black. You've got these windows look a lot flusher, if that's a word. So quite a compact van. I'll give you the measurements in a minute. But a short overhang. Got the waste emptying point handle there. Let's have a look underneath. Oh yeah, there's a waste tank at the back. Probably means there's no spare wheel, so. But you've got a nice Fiat alloys. Water point. Trim vent. It's quite a black cab, isn't it? These are the new graphics, apparently. Yeah, it looks quite smart. Warning on the top there. Warning light just below that. Yeah, an Omnistor warning. Got your electric point just here. Let's see what sort of locker here. Oh, this is quite deep. This is one of these tall lockers, but it's actually quite deep in there. And you've got these flaps that fold down. So you create a bit of shelf space. They double out there, so you put them across. And it looks like you've got access from inside there, presumably. Okay, there's just a locker there. That's interesting. Somewhere to store your cushions. We've got on the back, toilets obviously on the back. You've got there, got a single view rear camera. Oh, no, you have got two lenses by the looks of it. That's interesting. One's just pointing down and the other's pointing back, so that's good. This is just new in, so I don't think they've got the specs on it. I'm going to have to put that on the screen. Quite a step up. Oh, there's a way up. Which I think these impress quite a lot because they've got this sort of light upholstery, leather effect things, and yeah, it feels nice. It does. It's a great big table you've got here. Obviously folds. Which way? It folds. Does it fold? That way. Yeah. Oh, it's one of these. Yeah, turn it round. There you are. Yeah, no, that's good. So most of the time, you're going to have it like that, I would have thought. Right, first thing I spot is you've got these speakers here. What a good place for speakers. I used to have speakers like that into the lounge. Really good. This must be a travel seat here. You've got space here, and that cushion comes out, and I assume under here somewhere. Oh no. Okay, how's that work then? The water tanks are there. It's interesting. I don't know how that works then. This is on Velcro. I'm going to have to do a bit of investigation there. But you've got two travel seats. You've got one there and one there. So one behind the other, I assume. Well, a fair bit of cushion shuffling there, but I think what you've got here is a travel seat. I'm not sure I've done this right, incidentally, but you've got a travel seat there that's made up here. And I think the other travel seat would be facing backwards. I might be wrong there, but I'm going to see if I can put it back together again now. I've somehow managed to get it back together again. But yeah, it's possible. I think what you get is two travel seats. You get one facing that way and one facing the other way. Not sure about that, but there you go. We've got some more storage under there. Yeah. Okay. There's a stop on the bed there, so presumably you can adjust that how far you want it to come down. And here's the bed up here. Are we able to move it? Oh, we are. I don't want to go any further than that. That's it. Yeah, that's the stop position. Okay, and you can still get out. That's good. That's good. We've got these safety nets here in case you're in fear of falling out. Quite impressed with that. And that's quite quick as well. Don't mess about with creaky old motors. And the lights come on when you put the bed up. Yeah. USB points there. Got these sort of blinds here. I think these are a little bit, I don't know, flimsier maybe, but they're not the concertina blinds. They probably work perfectly well. Got some reading lights here. That presumably is useful for when you're in bed. It's got USB on it. Presumably the table goes up and down somewhere. Must be a control for it somewhere. Anyway, here's your TV point. And touchscreen panel for all your bits and pieces. Another main socket there, presumably for your telly if you need to. Yeah, just notice a little bit whilst I'm outside is there is a danger of cracking that door on there. I always think that's where it's a problem with a lot of vans, isn't it? The door doesn't open fully, presumably to stop you really damaging it, but you have got to be careful there. Let's have a look what sort of gas locker we've got. Oh yeah, that's plenty big. Yeah. You can probably fit 11s in there. Yeah. Oh, 220s it says there. Wow. Wow. Barbecue point. We've got a bit of a high floor here, so let's see what we got in here. Bit of a storage locker. Handy for boots and things, I would have thought. Yeah. Anything else in there? No, that's it. Anyway, I'm not sure where I got to now. Yeah, moving on to the kitchen. There's your workspace. 2-burner hob and a Thetford duplex oven. Okay, quite a big cupboard here. Got these things, these spice rack holders, somewhere to hang knives and dangerous things like that. Microwave, that's our one, which you still haven't figured out how it works. And a double fridge here, so we've got the cooler unit there and the beer unit here, or the wine unit. Okay, a couple more cupboards and solar controllers and hanging space. And quite a nice big locker in here. Yeah, that's all right, that. Right, let's have a look at the washroom. You can see that damage in the thing. I'd put a stop on that or something. Be banging the fridge door there. Okay, toilet's on quite a step there. I'm not quite sure why they needed to put it quite so high. Here's the outside. This looks huge from here. Probably is quite big, quite a lot of storage. Of course, it does intrude a little bit on the space you've got in this washroom. It feels a little bit tight in here. Certainly, if you close the door, yeah, a little bit squashed in here. I don't know if I can turn around and yeah. A little bit shuffle room here. Let's turn around. I've lost my light now. Oh, that's it. Touch screen light there. Touch screen. There's a touch light there. A little window light there. But as you can see, this is quite a tight area. But then it's a small van. But then to compensate for that, got loads of standing room there. Look at that. This is a really nice shower. Another hanging rail there, might be useful for wet coats and things. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to open that door. I'm feeling a bit trapped here. Well, that's something obviously you've got to figure out if you're happy with that. I mean, it's a compromise in this sort of toilet area, but you've got a nice big shower to make up for it. And that's a good sink, isn't it? Nice and deep, reasonable splashing area, and a really good size locker there as well. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these T-lines have definitely come on since we first saw them. This one's an automatic. So what was 73,000? And we've got an automatic. That's good, isn't it? Standard air conditioning and a Pioneer head unit. Sort of typical in the sort of Trigano range, isn't it? Wi-Fi router. Telco Wi-Fi router. Got sunroof here, big sunroof. reading light here. That's useful again for the other side. Sort of padded bit here. And yeah, cab blinds we're familiar with. These are the ones we use. Feel a little bit, to be honest, I feel a little bit more robust than the Voyager's Ford ones. Rear view mirror, which is completely pointless, as that will be your view. But I think, if I had the keys, I think the rear view camera appears on here if you want it to. Certainly the reversing camera will appear on there. The new Fiat cab with the analogue gauges. Yeah, nice seats. We've packed a lot in this van. I'm not just saying that, I am genuinely impressed with this. It's quite a big lounge. It's a nice washroom at the back. But then I like these sort of layouts. The you know, you've obviously got to be able to use the bed. Now the bed's obviously on a ladder, so I think that would be a problem for us. But if you can adjust the bed to come further down, maybe that would be good. I think that's quite a lot of van for 76,480. Yeah, considering it's automatic as well. I think I could live without the travel seats. There's a locker there. But yeah, you've got a good amount of storage in here. And it's the same thing with the Swifts, isn't it? If you did away with the travel seats, you get a lot more storage. But if you really need to take 2 other people with you, then travel seats are very useful. Let us know what you think. Last van I'm going to look at today is this Carrera 224. I think this is a fairly new one, a panel van conversion with a rising roof. Quite a fetching grey, 77,700. I think this is fairly new. Okay. There's your windows. Outside barbecue point. No water, isn't it? Toilets there. Electric hookup. LPG locker at the back, so obviously it's just got the bottle in there somewhere. Quick look. Right under there. I'm not going to obviously access it from inside, but yeah, it's sort of a fairly standard layout at the back here. Twin sofa. That's nice. A little drop down table. Oh, it's a magnetic catch. Oh, what a nice idea. Isn't that good? Yeah, just sitting out there with the doors open. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Table stored there. Okay, that's an interesting place. We'll come into inside in a minute. Outside barbecue point here. It's winner of van conversions with a rising or pop-top roof, 6 metres and over, Swift Carrera 244. It's a 6 metre length and its width is 2.26. I assume that means with the mirrors. It's 140 brake horsepower manual. Some nice touches here. That drop-down table, electric step, outside power point. Obviously got a fly screen as well. Yeah, let's have a look inside. Have a look upstairs. Up to Bedfordshire. There we are, that's humongous. Yeah, you wouldn't be short of sleeping space here. Obviously you've got, yeah, that's nice. Plastic sides, fly screen on that side. Yeah. And a great view out. Huh. Two travel seats. Look quite smart. And two lockers above that. Let's try the travel seats out. Yeah, it's just about enough headroom for me there. It's quite a good lounge because it's all on the same floor. You've got to step up obviously into this area. And yeah, I've got a space for the TV there. Obviously these are a really good place to watch the TV here. We've got this slightly strange arrangement for the pop-up table there. I'm never quite sure about that. It's actually really difficult to do one-handed. But it goes in like that. That's quite nice though. And your bin is in a drop-down drawer there, which keeps it out of the way. So look at the kitchen. Two burner hob. And space down there below. Okay. And there's your switches for releasing your waste and your freshwater tanks. Bit of a strange place for it, I always think. Got the Sergeant unit there. Gives you your lighting, your power, environment, temperature sensor, more lights here. Yeah, all good. Little pocket there, not sure what that's for. Here's your fridge. Looks like a compressor fridge. Nice, that ice box. There you go. A little bit tight in here, but yeah, necessarily so. But, I think you have to come at the oven from this side, wouldn't you? Or stick your bum in the shower. Okay, moving into the washroom, wet room. Duckboard on the floor, drop down sink, and obviously the shower would normally go there, but you have got separate towel, separate tap and shower unit. Got tambour door to close it off. It's a very familiar sort of Swift camper van arrangement. A plastic door there, and the toilet at a reasonable height. I'm just standing in here and closing the door. Yeah, not bad, not bad. A huge amount of elbow room. Oh, I can't get out now. Oh, don't panic. There we go, and immediately into the lounge. Another spot for another TV, so you could have two TVs in here. And yet, interestingly enough, you've got the table there. The table's got, yeah, it's quite a big table, isn't it? It goes all the way down to there, and it's got a leg on it. So that puts at the front. I don't know what you do for table here. Well, here's something I haven't seen before. I don't ever remember seeing that. I might be wrong, but there is a fly screen on the back door. Isn't that good? So you can have the doors wide open and keep the pesky midges at bay. Wow, like that. You've got your speakers at the back here. That's quite nice. Wonder where your other table thing is. I'm going to switch off and have a look. I don't know where the other table for that is, but this table here comes out, and that is going to fit in the lounge there and gives you a bit more space. Let's show you that setup. I found the occasional table, it's there, and the leg just there, so that's in this cupboard here. Okay, yeah, there's the table set up, and it has got, I can do it, has got a thing that comes out to make more space for the person sitting there. Obviously you need to lose the ladder, but there you go. So, under here, a bit of storage there, and there's your electric unit. And under here, you've got little drawers. Yep. Because you haven't got a huge amount of space. Another drawer there. Because in there is the mechanism for making up the bed, double bed. Obviously pulls across to make up a big double bed. Obviously you need to check the dimensions of the bed here, because you might be limited if you're over 6 foot with sleeping arrangements. Certainly if sleeping across I don't think many people would be able to sleep lengthways in here. It's quite a short lounge. Yeah, it's not a bad chair that. Notice a USB point there, yeah. I thought what would have been nice though if they put a little hole for the occasional table in there, rather than having to get that great big table out every time you wanted to eat. Mind you, you'd probably leave it in place anyway, wouldn't you? I don't know. You know, like you've got over here. I think I'll be using the occasional table more often than not, because that is quite heavy. I had to put the camera down to move it. So on a Fiat manual, and it's got the standard, it's got the climate control air conditioning unit, and I think you've probably got the rear view camera, because again, mind you, that probably would give you a little bit of view back, wouldn't it, that mirror? Yeah. There's not much storage up there, and obviously you've not got a sunroof here because you've got all this, and I suppose when that comes down you have got that skylight there, haven't you? Yeah, give you a bit more light in here. But yeah, quite a nice van. Let us know what you think. I don't think it's bad. It's a little bit obviously space compromised in that galley area maybe. But yeah, a lot of kit on this one and a reasonable price. Yeah, it's quite a lot of van for £77,000. I think prices are coming down a little bit. I think this might have been over 80,000 perhaps last year. Anyway, let us know what you think. Do you like this van? Is it something for you? I think that's it for now, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. Bye then.